Alright.
IED is our beginning engineering class.
I took IED my freshman year, and it was a really cool class.
You just learn the basics of how to design things.
The engineering process and how you can solve problems using engineering and math and science and how it all works together.
A necessity for sure.
But it also teaches you about creativity and like thinking outside the box.
I like the IED a lot. I enjoyed how open-ended it was usually.
Helped me able to build and have your own little creativity to it.
IED was a very fun class. You got to work with Inventor.
Like really cool AutoCAD.
I like doing the isometric drawings and stuff because that really helped when we went to CEA to do the architecture drawings.
POE is our Principles of Engineering class.
Like just a next level up. You know, if you want to really show off your stuff, you want to go in POE.
I like it a lot. We do a lot of hands-on stuff in the POE.
In it, you learn the basics of robotics and structural engineering, which kind of gives you an idea on where you want to go for further engineering classes.
It's very student-oriented. It's more up to the students to, you know, engage in activities and work together to complete tasks like building towers or robots or anything like that.
Hands-on stuff rather than just listening.
Really fun class. We learned about statics, and in our second semester we learned how to use the VEX robot equipment to build autonomous vehicles, and we programmed the vehicles to run these courses at the start of a button.
Going into it, I didn't think that, you know, like I could do programming or robotics or stuff like that. Like that was just really far-fetched. But like the class is really good at getting you to proficient enough to deal with that kind of stuff.
And I'm currently, as a senior, in aerospace engineering, and that is the coolest class here.
In aerospace, we deal with anything that goes up into the air and flies around. That can go from lighter than air flight, like hot air balloons, to fixed wing flight, to rotary flight, like helicopters.
There's drones, gliders.
Aerospace engineering is probably hands down my favorite so far. We've got to learn how to fly an airplane.
Courses of flight and different control surfaces, and it's a really neat class.
And we also do our Aether project, where we send a payload up into near space, which will be around 80 to 100,000 feet.
In our civil engineering and architecture class, we learned how to sketch, and we all had our own sketchbooks.
I like learning about the importance of architecture.
Civil, you get to work in Revit and make actual houses like actual real people do, you know, out in the real world.
It's like we get to know what they actually do instead of like just trying to mimic it. We actually get the same software that they use.
I really love that. Just working with Revit, it's a great experience.
We take these ideas that we have in our head and we watch them come to life in front of us, and we show other people
What civil engineers think and what they go through to build a building.
I'm going to the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville to study architecture, and I feel like I have an extremely good basis of knowledge to help me along.
Excited for college before, but after taking this class, I can honestly say I cannot wait to pursue my degree in architecture.
Digital engineering, we start off with basic circuit knowledge, learning different components, just doing problem solving, wiring, integrated chips.
Once I go into college, I'll definitely be getting an engineering degree.
Everywhere needs engineers of all the different types.
Probably leaning more towards mechanical.
You know, you got electrical engineers to chemical engineers, petroleum engineers. There's an engineer for every job.
If you're unsure of what you want to do outside of high school, I would highly recommend taking an engineering class.
The whole department is absolutely fantastic.
With not only engineering, but it helps me in math, and, you know, doing stuff like interviews and stuff helps me in English and oral comm. So engineering is kind of like an all-around class.
It's a lot more hands-on than what people would think. It's not just all on paper.
If you're looking for an in-depth view on how systems and engineering principles work in the real world, it's definitely a series of courses that you would be interested in.
You learn a lot in a really fun environment.
They are really, really fun.
The engineering courses have been some of the most fun classes I've taken through my high school career.
I mean, even if engineering's not really your thing, I think you should really try it out.
Do it. Take all of our engineering classes.
I would advise you, if you're unsure about what you want to do, try it out. It's really cool.
I was kind of worried to join. I've been in this program for 3 years now, and you study with this great group of peers. You kind of sort of become a family, and everyone will take you in.
And I've enjoyed my time here, and I've enjoyed getting to know the people that you kind of surround yourself with, because you kind of think alike.
I like it because it gives a sense of interaction and connection with the world.
And as a whole, they all kind of combine together to, like, you take the first engineering class and it leads into the next one. And if you do decide to take IED, I think you'll end up wanting to take POE and then aerospace engineering after that.